Stuck in quarantine, don't know what to do. Hold on, baby, Rhonda, she's got you. Grab your computer, log on, baby, you got the power. It's the social distancing, social life. The social distancing, social life.
Hey everyone, it's Rhonda Shear here, and welcome to 2 months and 1 week, the Rhonda Shear Social Distance Social Hour. And this is all about being social while we're in quarantine. And even if we're out of quarantine, we're going to keep doing this. Before I introduce who's going to be on the air, a little game that we always play is when we say hair, I want you to take a sip of whatever you're drinking. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be anything. It's all about the hair. Cheers. I'm having a little wine. In the meantime, we have a really, really special show. I'm really, really excited about this. So 3 very special people that I've had the chance to work with in my life. The amazingly talented Gilbert Gottfried, which we'll get to him in 1 second. Traci Bingham of Baywatch. I know everybody remembers Traci. And one of my dear friends, Linnea Quigley, who is the queen of the B films and who spent a lot of time with me back on USA Up All Night. So great people, great fun. I would like to first introduce my dear friend who is such an amazing person, such an amazing talent. I had the chance to work with him personally a few times on USA Up All Night. Yeah, I can still do it a little bit. But he is an actor, a performer, the quintessential comics comic. Every comic loves him. He's had a 40-some-odd year career. He's got his own podcast, which is amazing, where he visits old Hollywood and comics and stars of yesteryear and of today. And it's called Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast. You must get it. You must get it. It's amazing. He also just had a film that was released, which is his, basically, it's the autobiography of his life, which he didn't want to do, but it turned out to be award-winning and fascinating. And dear friend, he can do every voice on the planet. He is a complete dichotomy, which I'll talk to him about, of being hysterically funny and really naughty, and then a great father and husband. So let me welcome Gilbert Gottfried. Hey.
Hi. We'll return to Cheerleaders from Outer Space 2 on USA Up All Night after this.
Oh my gosh, you did a lot of those episodes. And you know what's really funny is with all the interviews that I see that you've done, and I've listened to a lot of different interviews, like Up All Night never comes up. And I know maybe it was not a highlight of your career, and that's fine. But you did a lot of them while you did stand up. And I know the fabulous director, Marty Bike, directed you, and he directed me for a year. And at the time, I thought he was tormenting me because he put me in crazy outfits like he did with you. But then I realized later it was like some of the best stuff I ever did. But did you enjoy those 400 and something episodes that you did of Up All Night? Because I know everyone loves you.
It was now. I mean, now I like hearing about it when people come up to me and say they enjoyed it. But I remember when I got a call and they said, we're not continuing it. And I said, oh, okay. Like, yeah.
Well, you had a career. That was it for me. You know, at that, see, I used my real name and I played the bimbo character. So, you know, I was pretty much screwed. And besides that, I was over 40. I was past well, now I guess you could be 60 any age in Hollywood, but back then 40, you're done. But Gil, I mean, you did amazing things on that show, but your voices, your character work, your acting, your stand-up, which we're talking about, like, I don't know when we're going to get back to stand-up. And this is like my favorite thing, and I have to bring this up. You were married to the most fabulous woman, Dara Gottfried, who has really balanced your life. And you have 2 incredible children, Lily and Max. And I have to tell you this, I never saw this coming with you, because when you and I worked together, and the few times we actually worked together, I think we went to Nassau together one time, you loved porn, and you loved... You loved boobies and you loved women. And I just said, this guy's never. And I know that everybody kids you about, you know, being a little bit stingy. Maybe one time before cell phones, you actually asked me for 25 cents to make a pay phone call. I mean, but you and I did both of us loved all the freebies and all the swag. And so whenever we were on location, we would get great swag. And I know you're known for that, and that's fabulous. But I am just completely amazed and so delighted that you are such a happily married man with a gorgeous, fabulous wife who balances you like my husband balances me, and then the two beautiful children. So what's it like how do you balance, how are you this dichotomy that when you get up on stage, you are so, I'll use the naughty words because I know your kids are around, but how can you go there and then be this dad who's homeschooling with your children?
It's funny. I say it in the documentary, which is called Gilbert. I don't know what the title means. But every day I'm waking up in a Twilight Zone episode. Where it's like, wait, what's this place I'm living in? Why, it's your home, Mr. Gottfried.
Yeah, what's it like to have matching furniture? And I read somewhere china and silver. What's it like to have that and have that?
Yeah, I'm so used to well, this is a chair, a wooden chair I found in the street. This is a metal chair I brought from my mother's house. And I don't remember where I found this table. I think in the basement. And the idea of furniture matching and matching silverware. I'd have one thing. Yeah, I'd have a spoon from Horn and Hardhuff's.
And you're dressing, not that you didn't dress well, but some things, you're dressing much better. I'm just going to be honest with you. But Darren's just done wonderful things for you that way. But, just the fact that I guess it's being kind of an actor that when you're on stage, and I saw you not a couple of years back at Side Splitters here in the Tampa area. You just go places that you are brilliant. I love you, and I do bow to you. You are just an amazingly brilliant comic. But then you have this now other home life with children that you can't go there with. So how do you shut that off when you get home, like from a club?
It's not easy. The funny thing is now if one of my kids says a dirty word, I can't with a straight face say, no, that word is wrong.
And your son Max, I've seen him on video. He is you. He wants to be you. You're going to have another. I don't know what you're going to do. And Lily, they're both beautiful children, and I know very bright. But I don't know what do you think of? If he did want to go, or if they wanted to go towards show business, are you both supportive of that?
It's so weird because it's like when I went into show business and stayed, and I kept doing it, like I was too stupid to know the odds against making it. And I was like, it was like pure idiocy I had on my side. And now show business seems like I can understand someone saying, I'm going to find soda and beer bottles in the street and I'll turn them in for 5 cents.
Right.
And that makes sense. Show business doesn't. And I feel like I would like my kids to be in show business if they never had to face any rejection.
Oh, but you know what? When you're young, and you started really young, like 15, you don't feel that. You just don't feel that rejection. You have this vim and vigor that, we look back and it's like, I can't believe I did that. And what's interesting about your career, and of course, you've always had, great representation. I had, Joe Blow, on the corner as an agent. But you've had the William Morris's. I don't know who you're with now, but it seems like, you like to work. So you'll do clubs and you'll do movies and you'll do voiceovers. Is there ever a time, and I'm sure you get asked to do things on your own through your life. Is there ever a time that your agent said, don't do it, but you said, I'm doing it anyway?
Not sometimes. There were a couple of times I agreed with my agent and I said, oh, they must know what they're talking about. And then after a while, you realize they don't.
Right.
Yeah. It's so funny. I remember when you start out in the business, the words agent or manager sound so, oh my God, that's someone from like a mythical character. It's like, and then after a while, you find out they're like, schmucks with a desk.
I found that out years later. 2 years. I was always, and then you don't realize you hire them. They don't hire you. So at the end of the day, they're working for you. But I mean, you have had an eclectic career, more so than most actors. Like a lot of times agents will say, okay, if you're doing this, then you can't do this. But you have jumped, and you've actually been panned for, the Aflac, which was an amazing commercial. And you came through that smelling like a rose. And then the roast after 9/11 for Hugh Hefner.
Yes.
You would pan for that. I mean, you can certainly elaborate that, but you came out, Kat. I mean, did your agents ever like go, what are you doing? Or they just go, it's just Gil, he'll be fine. He'll bounce back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they've said to me, no, don't do that guy's show, and don't do that. And it's funny. I feel like after like the whole Aflac scandal, it's like where they fired me, hired a guy to imitate me, thus bringing closure to a horrible tragedy. And I feel like, in a way, what happened in the long run is it kind of like slapped a new and improved sticker.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it might be the same old shit laundry detergent, but you slap a new and improved on
New and improved, but then you always take those chances. I don't think that you can help. I think that's what makes you the comics comic. And I think that's why comics look at you and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe he went that far, but he did, and he still comes back out. But you have to have sechel. You know what that is? It's a Jewish word. I don't know if you know what that is. Dara may know what it is.
I wouldn't know about Jews.
I don't know anything either, but I just know it means smarts. So, I mean, come on. I'm sitting here drinking wine on Friday night. Hello, cheers, hair.
Yeah.
I love your hair.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Hair, cheers. A little water. Your career just amazes me. I heard about when they did the Gilbert, the documentary, that I think his name was Neil, your producer director. He wanted to do this documentary, and you kidded with him, and you're like, your aspirations aren't very high, or whatever you said to him.
Yeah. He said, I've always dreamt about doing a Gilbert Gottfried documentary, and I said, well, you should set your dreams a lot higher than that.
And he showed up at your house, is what I read. And I think did Dara help push that into making that happen?
Yeah, I was kind of like, I really didn't want to do it. I hated when he showed up. I hated when he'd show up at gigs I was doing, but I'm too much of a pussy to say, get away from me. And now when it's come out, and it's got great reviews.
Great, critically acclaimed. No, why would it be shocking? Like your life story, it will be a movie too. I mean, I don't know who would ever play you. Who would you want to play you? Who could? I don't know.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I like him. But here's something I never knew that you did until recently. I thought I knew a lot about you. Well, at least I knew the porn side. But I never knew that you were on Saturday Night Live after the original cast, like right after the original.
Worst time to be on Saturday Night Live. I was on it because back then it would be like if in the middle of Beatlemania, John, Paul, George, and Ringo were gone, and there were 4 other guys, or if they recast Friends. And it's like just act like you don't notice it. And so back then it was sacrilege Now the cast changes in between commercial breaks.
Yeah.
But back then, how dare these people?
Especially in the first year. I'm just looking to see. I know I have people that are talking and asking questions, so let me find that, or else people will be mad at me. I just love having you on. I do. I love your whole career. I don't know how you balance it all. Is there a favorite part? I mean, do you still find that performing live, is that your favorite thing, or is it movies, or is it voiceovers? I even heard that you sang, and I didn't even know about that.
When I'm backstage about to go on, my dream, my biggest fantasy is that the club owner comes backstage and goes, "Oh, there was a fire or a flood, and here's your check. You can go home now."
I totally get it.
Yes.
I totally understand it. I mean, I did go through that. I mean, I did have some wonderful years. I mean, I started at a time stand-up where there wasn't many women and you couldn't do the glamorous thing. But I remember being on the road and having to beg for my check. That was about as low. Or we didn't make the numbers we thought we were going to make. Can we just pay you half the amount? I'm like, no, I don't think
that's a funny thing too. I've gotten that a lot, where it's like we didn't do as good a business, so can we pay you less? I've never been to a club where they said, we've done better than we thought, so we want to pay you more.
Right. Well, we're gonna give you this big bonus. Well, I always tease my husband about show business and being an entrepreneur now and being and owning a company, a lingerie company. But I always say, how come when I get off the air and I've just sold 300,000 units, how come people don't call me and go, "Wow, you're amazing, like you did so great"? He goes, "The check is the congratulations."
Yes.
It's the payment. No one's going to ever pat you and go, "You were great." You're never going to hear that. But at least in show business, when you're a comic, you do hear the laughter. So that is your congratulations. That is, and when you get an award, and now that you have a film, and for all the things that you've done. It's just an amazing life. But I have to say, the most amazing but most fabulous thing is your marriage, because I think it's like this complete full circle. This guy that I knew, and then, I mean, I didn't meet you. I wasn't cast on Up All Night till 91. I think you were there in 89. So 91 and 98. And I thought you were so amazing and so funny and so sarcastic, but so nice off the air. But I mean, the only conversation you and I ever had was about tits. That's it. It was like, or something lower than tits. I won't go there, but that was it. And I mean, I can go right there with you. I think you did impressions of every guy that tried to sleep with me on your podcast. Podcast number 66, if you want to hear the dirtiest I've ever been on air or anywhere, is with Gil. And I was honored to be on your show. But you were just, I mean, that was your that you talked about. And then you meet the loveliest. I'm sorry, I keep going back to Dara because I'm all about strong women, and she's a strong woman, and I love that and supportive of you as my husband is. But you meet the most amazingly beautiful, smart. She's protective of you, everything, and I'm just really happy about that. But and I'm just so happy to have you on. I really. So, I didn't know that you sang. Can you just sing like a little something, like in like not in a Gilbert, comic voice, but like something like maybe.
No. See, that is the way I sing. And on my podcast, Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast, I sang with Paul Williams, Tony Orlando, Jimmy Webb, who wrote MacArthur's Park. We sang MacArthur's Park together.
Wow.
And now a movie both of us have shown, Zapped.
Yes.
With Scott Baio and Heather Thomas.
Yes.
And Willie Ames.
Yes.
One of those teen tits and ass comedies. And it was a terrible movie, but I always liked the music in it. and we invited on. I had on the podcast Charlie Fox, who wrote all the music to that.
Wow.
and he said the only people who know those songs are me and the people of the Philippines. In the Philippines, the songs are like are strangers in the night.
Oh my gosh,
But
now I have to go back and listen to that. What are some, or who are some of the, other than myself, who are some of your favorite interviews? Because how many have you done now? Have you done 1,000? I mean, you've done a lot.
Oh, a lot. Oh, Dick Van Dyke.
That's
That was
amazing.
an amazing one. Carl Reiner.
Oh, wow.
Bruce Dern was a great one.
No,
we had, because I was always weird monster kid.
yes.
And so we had on Janet Ann Gallo, who, if you're a weird monster kid like I am,
right.
she was in the movie Ghost of Frankenstein.
Oh,
With Lon Chaney Jr. and Bela Lugosi. She was a little girl.
oh my goodness.
And we even went further than that. We found Donnie Donegan, who was in the movie Son of Frankenstein.
Oh, geez.
With Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, and Basil.
I love that you do that. And I love your co-host, Frank.
Yes.
I mean, he's like you have this incredible knowledge of everybody and everything.
Yeah.
Like young comics today don't know who anybody is, but like you know all that. And he's even more so than you, I think. Like the obscure people, he knows who they are. I mean, you're a great team together. Anybody that was ever on the podcast that was completely like surprising in either a good or a bad way?
Let's see. We had from Wonderama. That was an old kiddie show, Wonderama. We had Sonny Fox, who was in his 90s.
Oh, geez.
And he was on. I was expecting some cute kids say the darndest things kind of thing. And he was talking about he served in World War II.
Wow.
And his troop were captured by the Nazis.
Oh my God.
And held prisoner. And it was a fascinating story. And I thought, I was not prepared for it.
No, that's amazing. And that's what's the great thing about what you do. I love it. You find out some really interesting things when you really get deep in,
And Bruce Stern told us, because he worked on Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte.
Right.
And he was talking about, Betty Davis and Joan Crawford and Olivia de Havilland. And
did you ever meet, I met a lot of people when I first went to Hollywood, like Lucille Ball, and I worked on a Bob Hope special. I mean, is there anybody that you ever worked with? Because I know you did the Tonight Show. Did you ever do it with Johnny? Were you ever on?
No, never with Johnny. I did it with Jay Leno a lot.
Many times. But is there anybody that you got to work with other than your podcast, like in an acting world, that you were like really not starstruck, but like was really exciting to you? That was
I met Jerry Lewis a couple of times,
yeah.
and that was like, I remember standing there going, this can't be real life that I'm sitting next to Jerry Lewis.
But he had to have been complimentary to you, although he could be kind of a gruff guy from what I hear.
Jerry Lewis is one of those people, I can use that classic line, well, he was always nice to me.
Yeah. I would think that even back then you would have been a threat. Some of those comics, some of those old timers were really jealous of the up and comers. Like, I kidded with you that I think I had Jackie Mason was on. I mean, we did get some interesting people on Up All Night through the years. And but some of those guys were very jealous, and the new comics were horrible. And it's a different world now in the world of stand up. But So you think you're going to be back out there on the road, hopefully visiting us in Florida? Because the clubs are open down here, Gil.
Oh, geez. I can't believe they've stayed open.
No, they didn't stay. I think they just opened last night, literally.
Okay.
Universal's open, Disney's open, and comedy clubs are open. I just don't know. I just think, I know when you're expressive, there's going to be, I know you don't have anything, but, saliva goes into the audience. And then they're laughing and saliva goes back at you. And I don't know, I know you're like me. We're both a little bit of a hypochondriac. I'm a little nervous about that much saliva going back and forth right now. And I don't know how funny it is for you, of all people, to wear a mask on stage.
That would kind of like, we came here to actually see him, and now we're seeing half of him.
Well, I just want to thank you for being on. We have one of the gals that we both hosted many times, Linnea Quigley, coming up.
Yes.
Who did every movie. Did you actually watch the movies, Gil? Did you actually watch the films?
It would depend if it's something I wanted to watch. I usually didn't. I have to say, I'm on, I think, are you on it too on Cameo?
Oh, no, but I'm so glad you brought that up, because I read that about you. No, but
yes, I'm on Cameo.
Yes, it's so cool. Tell everybody.
You could get a personalized video shout out from me.
Which is great for all the seniors right now. Would be so great.
Yes. And so you go to cameo.com/Gilbert Gottfried. Cameo.com/Gilbert Gottfried.
And we'll continue to put that up too. So, this is what's amazing about you. My last thing is that you do all this stuff and your agents let you do it all. You do it all. You do everything. I love that. Do you have any other merchandise? Are you selling any merchandise?
Yeah.
What are you selling? So we can talk about that real quick.
You could look on Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert. I forget my own name.
I know. I get it.
GilbertGottfried.com.
And what are you selling?
There are T-shirts, my book, DVDs. In fact, you can even get one of those masks that everyone's wearing now with my face on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the proceeds go to this charity, I think MedShare.
That's great. That's really awesome. We're doing masks too. That's really, really cool. And where do we find your film? Where do we find your documentary? Where do we download that?
I think that's on Hulu.
I
had to ask my wife if it's on Hulu.
Hulu, Amazon, and iTunes.
And Amazon and iTunes and Hulu.
You can be found, Gilbert. You can be found. And I love that about you. And please, I've got my husband over there laughing hysterically. He almost choked to death listening to you. But I thank you, Gilbert. I think we just lost Gil, but thank you if you're still on. Thank you, Dara and the kids. And hopefully he'll come back on and see us. That was my dear friend and definitely a peer that I enjoyed working with, who's just truly the most brilliant comic working, Gilbert Gottfried. And you can learn more about Gilbert. Go to gilbertgottfried.com, and we'll give you some more links to Gilbert in a second. And I think we're going to be back right after this little break with the Rhonda Shear Social Distance Social Hour. Hair. We'll be right back with the fabulous Traci Bingham.
My name is Joel Davis. My company is Commune & Co., a new coffee company in town. First of all, the coffee we source, and second of all, the brewing method. We work with some of the best roasters in the country who work directly with farmers. Number one, that gives farmers the best prices possible. Number two, that gives us the opportunity to oversee quality through every step of the process. And then we actually developed our own method of brewing iced coffee. We're in Florida. We drink it every day of the year. We wanted something bright, naturally sweet, and nuanced, the natural character of highlighting coffees as opposed to boring cold brew methods. We call it pressure brew. And then After we complete the brewing method, we put it back in kegs and nitro tap it. So we serve a nitro tapped, pressure brewed iced coffee, just like you'd get a Guinness or a stout or something like that off a nitro tap. So it's a beautiful way to serve a really delicious coffee. There's 4 or 5 wholesale partners that we have in town. Dat's Dough in South Tampa, Squeeze Juice Works, the cold pressed juice spot in Hyde Park, Mermaid Tavern in Seminole Heights, and then the local public house and provisions up in Dade City. They all serve our coffee every day of the week on tap. They do growler fills, and then our tricycle, the Commune Coffee Trike, is on the road 5 days a week at least between downtown and Ybor City, and we do special events and fun stuff on the weekends with the trike as well. The best way to find us is our website, communeandco.com. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter at communeandco, or on facebook.com/communeandcofl. We're always posting where we're at and events we have going on and fun stuff.
We're back. I just love live Facebook. I hope all of you are seeing this broadcast. I was just trying to get it on my phone and I didn't. But anyway, thanks again to my dear friend Gilbert Gottfried. That was amazing. So up next, I have another very, very special friend who we worked together on some crazy stuff after Up All Night. This gal is just an amazing actress, model, bombshell. I know guys can't say that anymore. I mean, it's like politically incorrect, but I will introduce her as a bombshell because she truly is. But she's got the smarts and just has done amazing things with her career. You know her from Baywatch. She was on Baywatch for 2 years. I'd love to introduce the fabulous, beautiful Traci Bingham. Find out what she's been up to. We did a game show together years ago called Pictionary with Alan Thicke. So anyway, let's see if we can get Traci up. Is Miss Traci ready there for us? We'll find out. Here she is. Oh, girl.
Fix the lighting.
Oh, the lighting's good. I like
that.
That's good. That's good. That's sexy lighting.
Hi,
Sexy.
honey.
Hi, honey.
I love you. Thank you so much for that introduction. You're amazing. Rhonda, do you ever age? Do you ever change? You're so beautiful.
You. Oh my God, look at you. I know that Well, you have a million fans, but I know that we have one very special fan publicist, Jeff Abraham, out there who is watching us tonight. And he told me to tell you that you owe him 69 cents for whatever that means.
Actually, no, I do. I do owe him. I do owe Jeff Abraham, our publicist friend, 69 cents. And maybe he should tell you. Maybe he should come on your show and tell you why.
Well, you know what's interesting about Jeff is much like Gil, he would have like a million stories because he loves old Hollywood and collects a lot of things. But let's talk about Traci Bingham. You and I found out, I had forgotten that you and I had done Alan Thicke, God bless him. He passed too early. He was great, but we did his show Pictionary, and you and I were on the same team.
Yes, I remember that. Pictionary was so fun. And I God rest his soul, Alan Thicke. Like, wasn't he just amazing?
Amazing. Oh, wow. They actually found some footage of it. I mean, I don't know if you can.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. Oh, my
bangs. I had bangs.
Okay, I get that. Oh, hey, we've had a lot. You look amazing. You're even sexier now. I mean, I know you're still really young, but you are even sexier now.
Oh, my God, Rhonda, you're the best. You're very sexy. Like, I'm not into bikini cats, but I would be for you. I think you're hot.
I think if Gil is listening, he would really like that.
I wanted to say hi to Gil. I did something with Gil somewhere along the line in the career.
Well, hopefully,
I'm Gilbert Gottfried. Like, he's so funny. I love him.
I love it too. And I forgot to ask him about that because everybody imitates him. And he's probably the most imitated voice of everybody.
I agree.
Okay, so are you in Los Angeles right now?
I'm actually in Boston right now. I'm actually in a town off of Boston. I'm actually in a town called Bedford. I met my my female friend Trinity, my assistant, and her friend Carrie. They live across the street from each other, and they're techies kind of, and I couldn't do anything without them. And so it's raining cats and buckets. So I couldn't miss your show, and so I decided to just have them help me out again.
Well, are you living up north, or are you still living in California?
Well, I'm back and forth from
Back and forth.
living in Beverly Hills and to Boston, to Cambridge. My mom passed away a couple years ago, so I came back to help out. Thank you. And so I'm still here, but a lot of people from Hollywood come from Massachusetts. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. I went to high school with them. Ben Carr from the Money Boston's, Patrick Ewing.
I love Boston.
It's a plethora of success here.
I love Boston. I used to love. Okay, you're young, but I think you'll still remember. Do you remember Filene's Basement?
Oh my God, Filene's Basement. I can rattle them off. Rhonda, do you remember Filene?
I used to do stand-up comedy. I can't remember the name of the club. Oh my gosh, it was a very famous club by the water. What's
Nick's.
Not Nick. I did Nick's one time, and it was so horrible. I think it was the worst time I ever had doing stand-up. No, it was this other one, and I'm blanking on the name.
Not the Comedy Stop, the Comedy Store.
What's the name of the square that has all the stores in it?
Newbury Street, Boylston Street, Palm Ave.
I can't think of the name. It'll pop into my head. I'm old.
The Patriots. You see my shirt? The Patriots.
Oh my God, honey! I see your shirt. We all see it, and I love that. And the phones are not the phones, but we're lighting up now.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's just, oh yes, girl.
I wouldn't do it for Gil, but I'm doing it for you.
Do it for me, baby. You look hot. What was the name of this?
Faneuil Hall. It was in
Faneuil Hall.
That's Faneuil Hall, and it was a club in there. And I went there a lot through the 90s, and I used to love Filene's Basement in the daytime. Look at you, we're showing fabulous pictures of you from your Baywatch.
Wait, that girl is not me.
Is that not you?
And the yellow is not me. So whoever put it up, you're fired. Marie,
you're out of here. No, we'll blame it on the boys, on Karen.
That's me. That was in Vegas.
But I definitely have great shots of you.
No. Rhonda?
No, that is not Traci.
That is me.
That's you. I can't see. My monitor is really far away, so I can't see that far away.
I'm older.
Yeah. So wait a minute. Let's get back to Boston. So what I wanted to say is, show business pretty much comes from everywhere now. And like New Orleans, which is my hometown, they do so many films there. Like if they would have been doing many films as they are doing now, I probably wouldn't have left. But even Florida, like, I don't think you have to live in LA anymore. I mean, you can live anywhere. Put that light back on. I love that light. That's sexy.
Is it this one?
No, it looks good. I like that. It's sexy. I like it. I like the posing.
Okay, look at this. That one?
That one. I like that one. I like that one.
Okay.
I like that. You were so cute today. She looked I have to say, we were testing Traci earlier to see if everything, our technical stuff was, because last week we had a bad week, but if everything was okay technically. She's like, don't look at me. In the meantime, she was exquisite. I mean, you're like, no makeup, you were fabulous. So.
Oh my God, you're so sweet. You know what, Rhonda, I honestly, when you're just chilling at home and you're just in your whatevers, when I'm shopping, grocery store, whatever, because of the pandemic, most people recognize me when I look like crap than when I'm all dolled up. Does that ever happen to you? Probably not.
No, I have such big hair on my up all night days. But what's really funny is that people do recognize me without makeup, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so terrifying. But I totally get it. When I'm made up, they don't. But I think I'm known more now for being the bra queen, which is totally fine.
I still have your bra when you gave to me at Norbert Walter's Oscar party in Beverly Hills Hotel, and you were doing your gifting suite, and everyone was like racing to get to your section. They were like, "Oh my God, who's this beautiful woman? It's Rhonda. She's giving out all kinds of stuff." And I still have that bra.
Oh, that's a great testimonial, because our bras really do last for years. But we're going to send you out another fabulous goodie bag. So okay. So I want to tell some other people some other things. So you posed for Playboy. Was it the women of Baywatch, or was it that layout?
I posed for, actually, I did Playboy. I got offered to do Playboy before I did Baywatch. And then when I got on Baywatch, they asked me not to do it because they said, your character's supposed to be sweet and innocent, which I thought was great because everyone else on the show had already done it. So I'm like, well, I can understand it. So I knew that after the show was kind of going on and ending, I was going to do it. They asked me again, and then I did it. I did videos. I have about maybe 9 covers or maybe 10 covers over the over the planet. The country, not the country. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. That's just one of the many.
That is so, you know what? I was in Playboy Women of Comedy. I brought it to them because people kept saying you can't be funny and pretty. And so I brought that idea and they did it. And then a couple of years later with Up All Night, I did another layout. But I
have your layout. Will you sign it for me?
Yes, and will you sign mine?
Absolutely.
But I'm so happy that you did it and I did it. It was an amazing era. Hugh Hefner was amazing. And nothing was bad. Everything more good. Hair.
Cheers to Hef. This is my little man.
I love that. Oh, I love that little guy. That's where I like my men, is hanging off my glass. Balls to the wall, right there.
You can even go like deep sea diving. I recommend to go deep, and then like sometimes when you drink it, you eat it. So I'm just kind of like, he can just hang there.
Let him hang there. Let him hang for a long time.
We should make these for the 2 of us, one of you, one of me, and then we can sell them everywhere. And it's going to be the Rhonda and Traci like lushes. It's called a lush log.
I love. It's amazing. There's no good thing about the pandemic, but I guess the one thing good is that it's bringing out the entrepreneur in all of us. Like, I mean, even I've come up, and I'm already in business, but there's more businesses. Like my husband and I are going to be in partnership with a young couple in a consignment store, and I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about that. So
I love your husband. You guys are still together now. You're doing good business together. I think that's amazing.
I know. But selling things is really good. And so that's what the other thing that we're going to be called, we have a production company now for this show, and it's called Stretchy Pants Productions.
I love Rhonda. That is amazing. I love that.
Well, no, I mean, I know you've got a gorgeous figure, but I'm just saying most people now are wearing leggings and nothing with zippers anymore. Everybody's oh, that's so
let me entertain you. They have pockets.
You know, it's like, I mean, here's the thing. Are we ever going to want to, I mean, I think it's all about showing here. I feel like from waist up, if you look good, that's great. But do we ever have to go back and wear anything uncomfortable from the waist down ever again?
Honestly, I'm putting makeup on because I just looked at you and I'm like, well, I have to fix up. Wait, look at, I was in Martha's Vineyard and I put my Martha's Vineyard sticker on my MAC Cosmetics.
That's so okay. So what are you doing in this? I'm really, my nail salon opened up again, but I'm terrified to go back to the nail salon.
Can I just, Rhonda,
yes.
Look at this. No one in the history of my life has ever seen me with these, but your nails are great.
No, because I wore fake nails my whole life. And, you know, when you're on air and you're showing the product, it's about showing the product. And now it's like I'm getting some of those press-on nails. And
the polygel.
Yeah, the
polygel.
Yes, I've seen them. I'm getting them.
You take the clear thing and the dual thing and you paint the polish in there and you press it on your nail. You let it sit and then you lift it off and then you file it and you're done.
What do you think anybody's gonna? I'm just kind of scared to go back. My salon said they have social distancing and the girls wear masks, but they've always worn masks.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They've always worn masks. So
it's like I'm not feeling really safe, you know, because the customers don't have to wear masks, and I'm just not ready yet. I'm just, you know, I'm not, even though I'm touched. It's okay. I'm in my own house. My nose itches, but I'm not feeling safe yet. I mean, how are you feeling? I mean, my state is starting to really open up, and people are starting to do more things. And my husband and I are still hunkered down.
Well, the thing for me, I'm actually afraid to go have, excuse me, now the pollen is crazy, to have nails done as well, because you just don't know, and we're not a safe world yet, and it's pretty crazy.
But I still want to go and have Botox. I think I might do that.
Botox, the nails, massage.
I think I would do Botox before the nails because I go to a doctor. I mean, she's a cosmetic. I feel like she's going to be safer than just, you know, technicians. I mean, I'm picking and choosing, you know.
But you don't do Botox. You look amazing. I don't know what else to
I
say.
started doing it, but and I love filler. I love how I see. I'm so glad that Gil wasn't on to hear this. But anyway,
Oh, I can imagine what he would say to chime in this
it would be
conversation.
very funny. It would be very funny.
I bet Gilbert had Botox.
Oh, I don't know. He's just such a different. I mean, he's the same, but I just love seeing him married and all that. But you're still single, right? You're single, and
I'm single. I'm single, and I'm kind of trying to find my angle.
okay. So you know what's really funny is that I didn't get married till I was in my 40s. I mean, for the first time. I mean, I had a boyfriend for a long time, but I never married. I mean, I had a lot of guys along the way, but I never. And I wanted to ask Gil that too. I had so many things because he got married later and had 2 children. But
Gilbert does have children?
but most of my I have stepchildren. I don't have, I never had kids of my own. But but I got bonus kids and 6 grandchildren, so it's okay.
Bonus children, I've heard that. I love it.
I didn't have to work or anything. They just popped out. I didn't have to. I no stretch marks. Just.
Oh, perfect.
But what I'm saying is I find a lot of my female friends from LA, comics, actresses, they were married for a short time or they didn't get married and they're not married and they're loving single life. And I have so many friends here that are single and they love single life. So, are you good? You're all good with it.
You know what, Rhonda, I am single and I hate it. And I'm like, I consider myself a Stepford woman. I cook, I clean, I sew. I do all kinds of things to make myself and the man happy, and I love children, but I just guess I haven't been fortunate in that department. So I do what I do, and I take care of things that I need to take care of, and I'm me, and I have friends that are like, well, I wish I could be you, where you don't have to have big responsibilities, and you get it. So
the grass is always greener on the other side.
yes.
Because it's funny, I never cooked. I'm from New Orleans, and my mother was in the hair. Cheers.
Cheers.
My mother was an amazing cook, but I never cooked. As a matter of fact, I dated in LA because back then you could flirt and a guy would take you out. So I dated for fine dining. So basically, I went out to eat. That was it. I went out to eat my whole life, and I never cooked. And then when I married, Van is I think you might remember, he's my junior high school sweetheart, and we reunited.
Yeah.
And he is an amazing cook because guys cook from down south, and he was living in the New Orleans area. So I'm competitive, and I was like irritated that he could cook and I couldn't. So then I got in the kitchen. I should never have done that because now, especially during the pandemic, he's like, well, I cooked a week in a row. When are you cooking? And I'm like, I was a princess when we got married. Why do I?
You're a princess. What was your favorite thing to cook if you were to cook?
Well, I cook some New Orleans dishes. I'm
from New Orleans. I think that's amazing.
He puts a lot of love into his food and takes his time. I want to shove everything into a pot and just let it all cook together. And just
bet.
Make a big stew.
Rhonda, you should do a Rhonda Shear crock pot because you can just throw anything in there, turn that thing on, and you're good.
Oh my God, we should. But I love that you have this domestic side. So I didn't know that about you either.
Rhonda, I can change a tire. Like I cooked at my friend's house right now. She's got 2 kids, hence the what is this? Wait, what way? This way. The background. What is it? The twister.
Right.
I made a nice pasta dish. I did a little shrimp scampi for them. We did a salad, fresh herbs from the garden.
Wow.
But I love to cook. I love to clean. I love to serve. I love to be sexy. I love to hang out. I love to have fun. I love sports. I like to wear no makeup. I like to be barefoot. I like to laugh. Well, I don't really watch porno, but I'm not into porno, but wait, the FCC.
I think I want to marry you. I think.
Yeah. Rhonda, no, I don't know. It's weird.
You know what? It's really a different world now. And people used to think that if you were sexy and pretty, that you couldn't be smart and do all those things, but you can be, and I find so many women now, they've come out of that shell and they are sexy and they are pretty and they can change a tire and they're strong women. And I love that about you. I love that. And that's so wonderful that you do all of those things.
Rhonda, thank you. I do. I just, I'm actually right now, I've been doing a lot of reading and I want to talk to you. My friend, Jonathan Carroll, in this pandemic, you find things that you're doing that you wouldn't normally have time to do or make time to do. And I think there is a good side, like you were saying, in this whole craziness. But I've been reading, and one of my books that I've been reading now is a book called Barnstorming. And it's my friend It's called Barnstorming. My friend named Jonathan Carroll, he's a dear friend, one of my best friends I've known since, I don't know what, preschool. And he's an amazing, and I just want to say, I have to say that his website is, we can buy the book, it's www.j.jim.com. It's West Barnstable Publishing. You got to read this book. It's about the United Negro Baseball League.
Oh, cool.
It's a historical fiction. And, his family, his great-grandfather was one of the first mayors of Eatonville, Florida. And he's just amazing. This is the anniversary. This is the 100th year anniversary of the United Negro Baseball League. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I think at this time, aside from the pandemic, we have all the whole thing of the protesting and all that going on. And this is something you want to read. The book is called Barn.
And that's very cool. And I've been talking about that, and we've been making note of Black Lives Matter and all of that on my site too, because it is something that it's not that it wasn't taken seriously, but I don't think people were really listening until now. And now
I agree with you.
Everyone's really listening and really tuned into it. And I hope so. And bringing awareness to older people too, and to younger people, I think are more.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do think there's, there's again, the history, like of your friend's book. I knew a little bit. I'm not a major sports fan, but I do know that there was a Negro they called it.
Baseball league, yes.
But they couldn't play right with the white teams, right?
No, and it was just amazing how I've been in, when you travel, like I've been to Martha's Vineyard many times, as part of our family goes there every summer or what have you. And I was at this t-shirt shop, and I went to the back and I said, do you have anything regarding the Negro Baseball League? Just asking, because it was the time when my friend wrote the book. He had the whole back room of all these t-shirts and baseballs and gloves from
that's cool.
Back in the day. And so I bought them for him. But I just want to say his grandfather was one of the first mayors of the first all-free black town in America, in Eatonville. And I just wanted to promote that because...
But you know what? Not only are you going to promote it, but afterwards, I would love you to give his name to Marie, and we'd love to have him as a guest.
Oh my God, Rhonda, really?
No, I'd love to have him as a guest. Oh, Rhonda, amazing.
Thank you. See, not only do you make me happy, make the world happy, and you give me good cause to support this.
No, we're going to give you lots of free
support the cause.
No, that's a great story and a great book. And what's kind of sad though? You think about if those teams would have mixed back then. Can you imagine the talent that was missed out on? Can you just imagine?
Rhonda, I don't see color. I don't. I just see people, good people. I see your soul. And that's one of the things I love about you, Rhonda Shear, is that you are just an amazing person. And to have me on your show.
Thank you. I never saw color. So, I was kidding with Gilbert, and I was brought, I'm Jewish, my parents were Jewish. I didn't have a lot of religion because my parents weren't religious, but in LA, I could never, if someone asked me, what are you? And I couldn't say I'm Jewish because, believe it or not, even though there's so many Jewish producers and back in the day in the business, they immediately would go, you're too ethnic, or you're too this, or you're too Jewish. So I get it. I get it. So I kind of hid that my entire career. So I know what it's like to live kind of like a lie, and also not being able to scream out. And I get it. I totally get it. And
to just for what you are. For me, life is how you spend your dash. Dash meaning the year you're born. Dash that space you live to the day you die, because we're all going there. That's what life is all about. And if you spend it right, and you spend it, with love and care and being kind with humanity, you would have a good life. And it's just so sad what's going on. I don't want to.
Oh no, this is great. This is great. I want the show to be everything, and to be able to have great discussions like this, because we know you're beautiful. But this is beautiful that you're saying this, because love is what it's about. And I think the pandemic has caused all of us, especially of a certain age, to pause. All of us have had to just kind of pause, and it makes you think about everything. It makes you think about your family and just about everybody and everything, and friends, and who really means something to you, and your real friends. It just makes you it's made us pause. So, I mean, I don't want to say hopefully there is some silver lining, and that's part of it. And also that these protests would happen in this time because we're in a pause, except for the young people who are out there.
Right.
That it's just making us all tune in more. So I think it's all good. I think it's educational, and it is about love at the end of the day, because that's it.
It is, at the end of the day, really. I mean, all this nonsense is just, it has got to stop. And I hope I'm not trying to turn the page, but I guess I am, because I think we need to get the message out that just be good, be honest, be real, don't hurt people, be kind.
That's it. Don't hurt people. There has to be change.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been through, I mean, I won't get into it, but I mean, one time I had a cop chase me. He was in an unmarked car, tried to pull me out of the car and arrest me because I was speeding, because I was after a modeling job in New Orleans. I was speeding to get away from I didn't know who this guy was. Could have been a rapist.
He was speeding to get you because he liked you.
I don't know what he was. I get out in front of my parents' house and he's trying to arrest me, and I'm going, I live there. I was still living like, but anyway. We've all come across some bad things.
We all have that story.
We all have stories, and change has to happen, and we're all listening.
And I think it's a good change, because honestly, the fact that you reached out and I reached back, who would have thought? Like, you're being brought together. And
it's meant to be. I'm not going to let you go now, though. Now that I
want to ask you where you're sitting in.
We'll make some noise together, and I definitely want to have your friend on. Oh my gosh! And we also can look fabulous and show the girls off too.
Oh my God, Rhonda, you're just amazing. Like, you're so beautiful. It's sickening.
I'm just.
What do you?
You really are one of the great beauties. You are, and always have been. And I know I'm going to hear this from Jeff Abraham later on, that he's watching salivating, and I love that.
Is he? Oh wait, someone's saying USC up all night.
Okay, yeah, I did that for Gilbert. I went up all night. Wow, I know, and I met you. I think I don't know. I think I met you after that.
I met you. Well, I was a fan of yours forever. Right. When I was in Hollywood and I met you, I was like, oh, you're the first celebrity I met when I went to California. I was in Bel Air, and I saw this beautiful limousine, and I chased it. I was in a car too, and I had the driver chase it, and it was Robin Leach. Do you know that he's been my friend ever since?
Oh my gosh!
He passed away, as you know.
Robin was really good to me too. I was actually on the pilot of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
I know you were. I know that.
Oh my God! And years later, when I did stand-up comedy at a oh gosh, I think it was called the Suncoast, with my comedy group of Rhonda Shear's Pajama Party.
Hair.
I brought him up on stage, Hair, and he gave me the best review in the Las Vegas Review Journal. Cheers to Robin.
Hair. You're because you're funny. I love comedy. I'm the one who always get haggled on the front seat. I get haggled.
Wait, you get what?
Was it haggled at the front seat?
Yeah. Oh,
that's me. I always start crap.
Okay.
I don't know on the show.
Okay, so when Bill goes on next in Florida, you have to sit in the front row, because he can handle any heckler.
We should sit in the front row together.
That would be we definitely have to get together. And
I don't know whether to look at you in the camera eye or.
I've been doing that.
I look here or up there.
No, you're doing fine. Is that a vibrator?
A vibrator?
No. Did you just pick something up?
No. Oh, was it my finger?
Oh, your finger.
No, this is my finger's my vibrator. It's a stimulus. I'm sorry.
See, we can be funny and sassy and serious all at the same time. It's all good.
Yes, can I just ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Okay, speaking of Florida and speaking of the New England Patriots, what do you think of Tom Brady?
Are you kidding me? I am praying for a football season. I bought 2 50-yard line seats.
Oh my God. All right, I'm sitting on your lap.
So I'm from New Orleans, and I love Drew Brees, and I know he just got in a bunch of trouble, and hopefully he got himself out of it. I know he didn't mean it, because he's a really good guy, but I loved him. But Tom Brady's on a whole nother level. I'm not talking about as a football player. I'm talking about, there's very few guys that I think are like,
he's more than a gaga. He's like a gaga.
And so he lives in Tampa. I had heard that he was going to be my neighbor, literally 2 houses.
Moving into your home so I can be next to Tom Brady and the kid.
I'll babysit, whatever it takes.
So then, what do you think about Rob Gronkowski? Rob decided after he left the Patriots, he decided to. Sorry, I have to fix.
Okay, yeah, then I do too. All
No,
right.
you, Rhonda, we're so alike. Girl, I don't have my lipstick. Where's my lipstick?
Have it here because you have to do your own makeup and hair now, so it's all hair.
Hair. Oh, here's my makeup bag.
I got it down.
Wait,
But-
wait. So Rhonda,
Yes,
Rob Gronkowski. Now forgetting, I feel like we're just in a room together talking.
that's fine.
Look at my Chanel. Do you like Chanel?
Do love Chanel. Are you kidding? Yes, I love
I
Chanel.
want some Rhonda Shear lipstick.
I know. I don't do lipstick, but I'm going to send you some great bras because you're going to wear them and look
And I'm
at
going to wear them and I'm going to post them everywhere. But Rob Gronkowski decided after he left the New England Patriots to go and play with Tom Brady wherever he was. He happens to be playing in your state.
So you need to come here. You need to come. If there's an NFL season, you need to come and see the game.
I'll be there tailgating with my.
I think now if we use social media, that Traci Bingham, and you're watching Traci Bingham, if you're joining me, and we all remember her from Baywatch, I'm just repeating that again. I promise you'll get some attention here, and we'll get ourselves down to the field for sure.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to get down on that the field, and we're gonna have to raise some cane because I love sports.
Yeah, I love football. I'm very excited.
Do you like to barbecue though? You don't. I mean, like, do you cook on the grill or you don't cook it up?
I let him. I love grilling. I don't know how. We're grilling tomorrow for some friends. I don't know how to grill. I don't know. You are good. You are good. I don't know how to grill.
Rhonda, you can. You know what? You can just be there. Just be Rhonda and don't do anything.
We'll tailgate. Oh yeah, we got the parking. We can do the tailgate. We'll bring everything. We'll do hair.
Wait, I'm being kicked off from Linnea Quigley.
We're gonna bring her on. I'm gonna bring her. We've gone over an hour. It's okay, but I will wrap it up with you. So
We've been talking for an hour?
No. I have about half an hour. It's perfect. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's good. Listen, girl, I thank you for coming on. I love you. Thank you for talking about everything you talked about tonight. It's all important. All to be aware, for all of us to listen and to love. And I definitely want you to have to come back on and talk about all the things that you're doing. Now, do you have a website that we can go to?
You can find me on Traci Bingham 1 on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook on Traci Bingham, Twitter Traci Bingham. On my website, I'm doing a whole cool, funky, new, innovative thing that no one's ever done before. I didn't want to talk about licensing and branding and all my new things and the things that I'm putting together and doing and feeling. And
this is good.
But I actually want to collaborate with you on something. I think it's a
well. Then think about it. I'm going to have Marie, who's producing, who does everything for me, who I can't live without. Give you a call. We'll come up with something, and then we'll have you back on, and we'll bake bread. We'll do something on air together.
I just want to say you were the most beautiful woman ever. I love you, Rhonda Shear. God bless you. I'm so happy for you. Your success, your husband, your life, and you've always been such a pillar of strength. You're such a beautiful woman.
I love helping women. I do. I love empowering women. And seriously, if there's something we can do together, let's do it.
Let's do it. I love you. Mwah.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda. I love you so much.
We're going to have your friend on.
Yes, Carol, barnstorming book.
Okay. Thank you, baby.
I love you.
Bye, beauty. Oh, yeah. No, she's not gorgeous. Wow, what a show tonight. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I know there's a lot of love out there, but we're feeling love. I think it's a time for all of us to feel a little love in our lives. We've been on pause here. We've seen a lot. The country has seen a lot. Traci made amazing points. We do have to get her friend on who wrote that incredible book. We're going to be right back right after this, or are we going to go to my special moment? My producer surprised me with a Rhonda moment from my past, and I don't know what it is. So I don't know if we're going to a commercial break or to that. Either way, I'm fine. And then we're going to have the fabulous Linnea Quigley up.
The social distancing, social
back. We're back. So anyway, I think now we're going to do the very quickly before we get to Linnea. There's the Rhonda surprise. They surprised me with a picture from my past, and I don't know what it is. It could be completely embarrassing. Let's see what it is. Do you guys have something for me tonight or not? I guess they don't. So I don't know. So in the meantime, we're just going to jump right on. You know, I'm not I don't have anything in my ears. No one's telling me anything except I do have fabulous earrings on tonight. Anyway, Traci Bingham, she was a delight. And now I'd like to bring on my very, very dear friend. She has won so many awards. She has been in so many films. I mean, my gosh, a million that I hosted. We are actually, what do you call it, memes? When we do these little things, they've made us into little things on the internet. The one and only beloved Linnea Quigley. How are you, Linnea? Okay, I can't hear Linnea, but I can see her. A little volume. Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So maybe can you put your volume up, or can you tell?
See. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I got you. Yay.
Okay,
We got
speakers
you.
are 100%.
I hear you.
Jeff,
I
how do I
see
do the volume? Okay, one
Okay,
second.
okay.
Jeff, can you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Oh, you heard me yelling.
No, that's okay.
Okay, good.
We love
Good.
yelling. You're known as a scream queen. If you can't yell, then that would suck. So can you hear me?
Suck. That would
Okay.
Yes.
So Linnea, your career is amazing, and you're still doing films. You're back in. I know you lived in Florida for a little bit. It wasn't your gig. You're back in Los Angeles.
No.
What are you working on right now?
Yes.
It's okay.
I just finished. Okay. I finished Buzz Cut, which was in New Zealand, which was really fun. I did. I'm doing Psycho Babes and the Psycho Film Fiasco. My dog is barking. I'm doing something else called Buzz, not Buzz Cut, but another one called Buzz, and then another one that is called Jasper, which is a serial killer thing.
So how do you have a count of how many films that you've done in your career? How many different? I know we can all go to.
I don't.
You don't. We have to go to your page and look you up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have to look it up.
I don't know. I don't count anymore, but I used to.
So it's so funny. We're going to get to you and also the rescue and all the things that you do, because you're another amazing, strong woman, and you always have been, and you look the same. So now my dogs are going to bark. But anyway, you look the same as you did years ago. Hey, girls, it's okay. It's Linnea.
Thank you.
Chill. So I mean, you really
They hear
don't
my
change.
dog.
You've got this little tiny figure. You've always had this little tiny, petite figure, and the fans love you, Linnea. I mean, I still get so much fan mail from Up All Night, and I still get, everybody wants to talk about Linnea Quigley. So, I mean, you still have a fan. Yes, they do. So how do you stay in touch with your fans? Are you on a website, Facebook? How do they reach out to you?
Probably the best way is Facebook, which is the official Linnea Quigley Facebook. Stop it, Zena. She's like she wants to be the center of attention now, right? Probably the official Linnea Quigley Facebook is the best way.
Okay.
And that's got my website.
And then you do a lot of the conventions, right? You stay out there during the conventions and stuff. And how many of those you think you do a year?
Probably about 10 to 12.
Wow.
About 10 to 12.
That's amazing.
You've got to come to some of these. We did one before on Halloween.
I know. I should do that. I need to do something.
You should.
I need to do something. You have to tell them that I'll come. You have to,
I will. I'll say I won't go without one.
I think I'm a forgotten person. I'm a panty queen now. It's okay. It's all good.
No. You're not forgotten, because everybody goes, I like Rhonda better than Gilbert.
Oh my goodness. Don't say that. Did you see Gilbert on earlier?
No,
had
I
Gilbert.
missed it.
Okay, so here's the thing about Gilbert. Gilbert's cerebral and funny. If they liked me, it was for the boobies and the hair. But it was fun. It was like, and you were, I think, our number one guest. You literally were on almost as many up all nights as I was.
You're kidding me.
You did it.
Fun.
I mean, now when the show moved to New York in '96, so it changed the feeling of it from '96 to '98. But from '91 to '96, you were a regular guest, and we did some crazy things. We really did, and crazy outfits.
I know. We ruled the internet, or not the internet, but we ruled it.
We did, and you know what? If people want to watch, my team, my producer, which is Ken and that are producing from behind the scenes, they've downloaded many of those episodes. So if you want to go to Rhonda Shear's YouTube channel, you can see a lot of the shows that Linnea and I did, along with a lot of the things that Gilbert and I did, and even Traci Bingham and Pictionary. So you can check that out. But so I mean, what are you doing? Are you staying close to home? Are you not getting out right now? Are you staying in? Are you afraid to go out?
I'm staying close to home.
You are.
I'm not afraid to go out because I'm not.
You're not.
But I like being at home. I like that. It's fun because I have all these dogs. That makes it. I have to be home.
Well, being home is good. I mean, again, this has made a lot of us kind of just pause and have to be home. And I think appreciative of all the things that home has to give us. So hopefully other people are finding that joy as well. But I do want to talk to you. And I think Traci Bingham was also, she is in PETA. I forgot to bring that up to her. I'll have to have everybody back on. But you are a member, is it a member of PETA? Tell us about your animal activism, because you've been doing that as long as I know you.
Yeah, I am involved with animal activism. I'm a vegan. I know people say vegan, but I say vegan because I'm different, I guess. And I support rescuing and adopting and all that stuff. And the main thing is I bought a place on an acre so we could have animals.
Wow.
And I have about 14 dogs and cats that I rescued. So it's pretty cool. I've got the dog here.
So do you do this by yourself, Linnea?
It's a lot of work. That's what
it is a lot of work. I mean, having 5 dogs.
I have somebody that flew out. Oh, so you have pups, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have Chihuahuas, but I mean, they're all, I mean, and they're I have rescues, and then I did buy a couple of them, but it's almost like sometimes when you rescue a dog that's bred, it's almost like rescuing them because, they don't get as much love too when they're, when they're brought up and, to be bred. But tell me, so do you adopt them out then? You rescue them, then adopt them?
But sometimes I get so attached to them that I don't know myself a sanctuary or a rescue or what, because I get so attached. And then they get attached to me. So I'm like, that's my excuse. They're attached to me, so I can't let them go.
You know what? I would do the same way.
It's really hard.
It's really hard. Like I had a gal on last week that, she runs a rescue, and I asked her, and she does adopt them out. I'm thinking, Van and I have always kidded that we want a Chihuahua farm, and we'd have like hundreds of Chihuahuas running around. I truly think I don't know how to give them up. I just don't, especially when you have rehabilitated them and you've gotten them back. Now, it's expensive. So how do you do that? I mean, it's pricey to do that, to get them all to the vet.
Oh, it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Cause I have like a dog that has a mass. The Doberman has a mass. I've got 3 spay neuters, and I have a GoFundMe up right now. I'm going to get a Facebook for my place, Moulin Rouge, which is the dancing dogs. It's a happy place. So I have a GoFundMe up on my thing, so people can donate, which helps a lot.
No, and where do we find that? Is that
As you know, big dogs. Oh, that's on, if you go to the original Linnea Quigley Facebook, you'll find the website and the GoFundMe and all that stuff.
All right, because we're gonna
My tarot card reading.
We're gonna all do that. So okay, so when you're on location, how do you in New Zealand or wherever you are? Who takes care of the dogs when you're out of town?
Oh my gosh! Well, I've got this girl Sierra that comes in, and she's a country girl.
Oh,
She's
good.
got 19 dogs and some goats and chickens and horses, and she's like tough.
That's
She's
good.
only like 19, but she's tough, but she's good with animals. And
That's
I trust her. I've had some people that were horrible.
I know. Oh no,
Horrible.
I know. You
And-
really have to have trust with your babies.
Yeah, and really, the what?
I was going to say, because your babies are probably on medication, because they're all, I'm sure there's a lot of medicine involved right now. And
Yes,
that's costing.
and I'm on medicine too from it.
Well, I don't know if you're having a
But-
glass of wine, but your hair looks great.
Oh, the air looked amazing. I forgot my drink in the car when I ran in the studio. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm drinking airheads. We are not airheads. They don't know that,
No,
but they
not
can
at
think.
all. So what's really cool is that we can probably look at all of Linnea Quigley's films easily by finding them on Hulu or wherever. Where are most of your films? Where can we download most of your films? Do you know?
Oh, okay, you can get them on Tubi. Tubi's a really good place to find a lot of my films. TUBI, Tubi. It's free.
I saw that.
It's free place.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's a really
because once you become addicted to Linnea Quigley and her films, I mean, and it's funny because Gilbert was saying that he's a monster film lover, and it's amazing that you did all these films. I am scared to death. I could never watch bloody films, but what I hear now is that the blood. No, I could never. I mean, I was in a few, but I couldn't do it. But what I heard is that nowadays a lot of the special effects are done after the film. Now, are you still doing the horror films where you have to put blood in your mouth and you really that stuff tastes
sometimes?
Like,
yeah,
yuck.
Yes. Last year I did this film, The Best Laid Plan. No, not The Best Laid Plans. Something about the devil. I can't even remember it. But I had to lay in blood in a cold in South Carolina when it was freezing for like hours, and it was horrible. It was like, and then they drenched me when it's cold, and that feels awful, as you know. It's like,
I know.
I hate it.
I remember those are the
horror films.
Yeah, people don't realize that because like a scene will go by like that, and they don't realize that sometimes a scene that's like a couple of seconds long, that it takes like hours to do that scene, and you're sitting there and it's cold, miserable. But I am so glad that you're back in it and like you're doing what you love to do. It's fabulous.
It's amazing, and a lot of people around this area, the Rosados or Picasso's Rosados, donated a bunch to the place, and they love horror films, and people think that horror film people are not nice, and they're amazing. They love animals.
Well, they are. I mean, the conventions I've been to, they're amazing. They're salt of the earth. The fans are so sweet. They're so dedicated. Yeah. They follow you. I mean, I still get fan mail from Up All Night, which just, I love it. I mean, people are still writing and remembering certain things. Yeah. And, but so, they stick with you a lifetime. And I'm always asked about you. They really are the like really, really nice people. And I think horror films are, and I forgot to bring this up with Gilbert too, but I find that there's a whole new generation of young people who grew up watching Up All Night, but now these people are now producing these films, and they love them. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole new generation that's come out that that literally they were kids, they were watching films, and now they were, and now they're back, and this was just very easy. I won't say mindless, but easy to watch, fun films. And, I'd love to stick my toe in it. Okay, who are you looking at? I've got two underneath me right now.
Oh, the dog is like, studio, the dog is like going on this, I'm like making sure it's not ripping up something. I am so sorry. I was
No,
like,
no.
shit.
I've literally got three. I've got two in a bed right now, and then I've got these little cat caves where my other ones go. If they hear my voice, they're very quiet. But if they weren't like in here next to me, they'd be flipping out. So
Really? Now, do they sleep with you? They sleep with you, right?
yes, all five of them sleep with Van and I. So Van and I have no sex life.
Of course not. Of course not. Of
And you know,
course
if Van tries to hold my
I'm
hand,
single, it's like, I love it.
no, but
Oh, are
if
they
Van tries
jealous?
to hold my hand, oh, they're so jealous. I mean, the smallest one tries to bite him, and he's like, gosh. I mean, they're very jealous, but they love their daddy too. They love their daddy, and I mean, you know, especially right now in a shutdown and a quarantine, they bring great joy to us. So that part has been fantastic. You know, they're just
great.
they make you happy, as you know. I mean, you can't just have one. I think if you're a true animal lover, you've got to have many. Marie, one of my producers, she's got two right now, and there's no doubt that, you know, if you're an animal lover, they're in your heart. It's kind of like show business, and I do find that many people in our industry definitely love animals because we don't have time. We don't have time for relationships somehow.
Oh my God, no! And they just get in the way, and you know, it's horrible. It's horrible.
No, it's like,
well, tomorrow I'm going to be filming for the reality show, which is going to be neat, that I have on dragonflix.net .biz, and we're going to do all the things about the rescue and about animal training, and you know how it's important because you can rehabilitate a dog that might end up in the shelter if they have bad, you know, attitudes about things.
Right. You know what? That's great because you know, I've worked with a few rescues. A few of them. And I just did I was a chair of an SPCA event here recently. And so many of these rescues, and it's not that they want to put them down, but it's usually dogs with behavioral, I know, but they end up getting put down. I mean, or if it's past the point, and it's so sad. But, you know, we also have a gal in town who does Chihuahua rescues, and she takes them at all stages and ages. And it's amazing. She gets them all adopted, you know, ones who are very sick. I adopted one that was 11 years old, and she had been severely abused. We worked. We had her operated on. We got 2 more years out of her, and she was a mean dog. Man, she had been abused and kicked, but we got love. We got, you know, she loved me. She loved Van, but she would sit there, just guard. You know, she was just scared. So you know, what's really horrible to say, but you probably feel this, is that I can't watch people abusing animals like that. That just kills me because they have no voice. We have voices. We can get out there and have a voice. These poor animals are helpless. And it just, you know, so that's another thing. So if I've gotten older, that's become a huge cause for me as well.
I know. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
I love it. Right.
And I have so many friends. So yeah, I mean, Tracy, I know that she is my friend Terry Groves from LA. All of us. I mean, and I didn't have animals till I was later in life, till I married Van, because my mom was really afraid of animals. So I didn't have animals growing up, and now I just can't imagine. I can't imagine life without having them all around. You know, they're just fabulous.
So how is Terry Groves and Waleed?
Well, oh my gosh, you're good, girl. Waleed, I haven't talked to in a couple of years.
I don't remember much, but I remember that.
No, Terry's great. I mean, right now she's not working because of what's going on. She's a fabulous hair and makeup person. We'll have to have Terry Groves on, and a dear friend of mine. And Waleed was a fabulous hairdresser that created all my crazy hairdos and did everybody's hair and makeup. They both did hair and makeup up all night. But Waleed was doing, you know, married, has like about 5 kids, was doing really well last I spoke to him, bought a lot of property, so started doing well in real estate. And Terry's got a beautiful home in the valley, and she rents out a room or two. So Doing well, except I think everybody's frustrated not to be working. How are you handling? I mean, what's going on out there since people can't physically work together? What is that like? Is there still auditions? I mean, what's going on? Is it just shut down?
I'm not really. There's a lot of online schools, like classes that people are doing, and they're waiting for something to happen.
Right.
But, that's the work, because that's what our life is, waiting for something to happen.
Right. And from what I understand, Jason just said that he so loved Up All Night back in the day on USA Network. Thank you, Jason. I haven't been able to see my monitor, and that's why I'm missing some of you guys. Seeing you both on TV. Well, you can do
anything either.
Yeah. We have to go to the Facebook page and look at it, but I appreciate all the comments. And you guys, Michael says he really misses Up All Night. Well, you can definitely visit Linnea on her Facebook page, and you can visit me on YouTube. And then we have this show every Saturday night. And just like on Up All Night, we're going to make Linnea a regular, because she was a regular in my Good Luck Charm on Up All Night. So we have to have her on, especially when your films come out. We have to have you back on. And I thank you for, we had Linnea on last week. Last week you were supposed to be. We had horrible technical problems, and I thank you all for tuning in last week. And hopefully we're working through that. I hear even the Tonight Show and all these shows that are online have technical problems, but we're doing the best we can, and they'll all get better. So, but I want to thank you, Linnea. I'm going to sign off for now, but will you please come join me again?
Okay.
Will you? I love you.
I will.
Okay, go to Linnea Quigley. Yes, go see her, fund her for her dogs. We're going to wait for your films. And then when they come out, we definitely want to promote you some more. And I love you, girl. You've always been a good luck charm to me.
I love you too, Rhonda.
Good night, baby.
Air. Take a drink. Woo! For my drink, I forgot in the car.
It's okay. We'll cheers to you.
See you guys.
You guys, thank you. Wow, what a great night. I know we ran a little long. I'm sorry. We had a little bit more problems with Miss Linnea freezing a little bit, but we could hear her well. And it's just fabulous. I want to thank Gilbert Gottfried. I want to thank Linnea Quigley. We want to thank Traci Bingham. We've got a great show lined up for you next week. We'll have more surprises. Every week it's going to just get better and better. So please spread the word around. It's on Rhonda Shear's fan page. And let us know if you're seeing it. Let us know if there's any problems. You can also, find me on Rhonda Shear Twitter and Rhonda Shear on Instagram. Let us know what you're feeling, and we certainly want to, hear from you. In the meantime, I'm going to sign off, just like I used to do on Up All Night in honor of Gil and Linnea and Traci, and I'm going to say love and sizzle kisses. Nighty night. I thank you guys for watching the Rhonda Shear Social Distance Social Hour. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Stuck in quarantine, don't know what to do. Hold on, baby, Rhonda, she's got you. Grab your computer, log on, baby, you got the power. It's the social distancing social hour. The social distancing social